Good morning. So is it calm today just because it's raining out? I mean, it's just because the energy is just nice and calm and mellow. I really kind of want to get a pillow and take a nap, like right there. So. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, you know, spent a fortune on deodorant before I realized that people didn't like me anyway. I was thinking that women should put pictures of missing husbands on beer cans. That might work. We do have a couple of patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon. And John. A dream you dream alone is just a dream, but a dream you dream together is reality. And George, not anywhere near as introspective. I think everyone should treat one another in a Christian manner. I will not, however, be responsible for the consequences. Oops, did I do that one? Nope, didn't do that one. Yep. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing today. Rain's got me all discombobulated. We have rain, by the way. Everybody on YouTube? Yay! On the West Coast, we have rain. I cannot give you the formula for success, but I can give you the formula for failure, which is try to please everybody. Success is going from failure to failure without a loss of enthusiasm. Success is not so much what you are, but rather what you appear to be. Sometimes true. There are no permanent rivers or lakes in Saudi Arabia. Thomas Edison, first talking machine, patented in 1877, was a scientific miracle, but it was a long way from perfection. Edison used a brass pipe into which spiral grooves were cut. Tinfoil wrapped over the brass was indented by sound impressions and reproduced them with some success. Things went well as long as the needle stayed in the groove. However, when it jumped out of place, the result was an uproar of noise. A better machine with a wax cylinder was soon on the market and people were very much attracted to it, but every owner was cautioned to keep the needle in the groove, and in time the phrase meant displaying a good performance. Interesting. That goes right along with my saying. I've done this saying for 45 years when people ask me how I'm doing, and occasionally I'll say, pretty cool, or, you know, whatever. But when I actually know the person, or they've asked me more than once, it's I am absolutely uptight, out of sight, and in the groove. So, okay. Dun, 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 dun. Ham and eggs, a day's work for a chicken, a lifetime commitment for a pig. The trouble with life is there's no background music. I smile because I really don't know what the heck's going on. All right. And did you want to say something? Or? Okay, sure. Why not? Why not?
Before the screen comes down?
Yeah. Where's the screen gizmochi? Oh.
Thank you.
Huh? Here it is. Should.
There it is. Okay, now it's on. Couple things. I forgot last week to mention the raffle that we're having for the Guys and Dolls. It's going to be on Sunday, April 26th at 1 p.m. in Spokane. You know, the Guys and Dolls, what is that, a play? And these were donated to us, so we're selling raffle tickets for somebody to win this. And they're $2 a ticket. If you're interested, come see me. I forgot to mention that last week. So we haven't sold any yet, so your chances are pretty good. Okay, the shoes. We are collecting shoes for Shirley. She will be at the expo, and if she collects 1,000 shoes, she gets $2,000 donated to her.
1,000 pair of shoes.
1,000 pair of shoes. 1,000 pair of shoes. I said that wrong. How did I say that?
1,000 shoes.
1,000 pair of shoes. She gets $2,000 donated to her. It's for her pet rescue, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so we've started the collecting of it. She will take them at the expo, as well as if you bring them into here, we will get them to her. So we've already gotten quite a few. We've got a box here in the foyer that you can bring them and drop them in if you just have a few pairs, or bring bag loads if you'd like, because we got bags in the back. We'll just haul them all over there for her. Gently used,
Yeah.
yes. And it can be any kind
Thongs,
of shoe.
slippers, doesn't matter.
Yeah, flip-flops.
I guess thongs are not the right word anymore, huh?
Yeah.
Shows my age. Shows my age.
Jap flaps is one of the things they used to call them, but that's always gone to the wayside too. Silent auction items. We're still needing lots. We've only got a few weeks left to collect them, so if you guys could get those silent auction items into me as soon as possible, just bring them into the church here, and we're storing them in the back, but we need lots and lots of items in order to make this successful. The only thing that, it can make it successful is you guys. So what you donate is what helps make the money here for the church. We'd like to exceed that $2,000 we made last year. The other thing, too, I haven't mentioned in a few weeks is the recipes. Lynn is putting together a Divine Fellowship recipe book, and she's still needing recipes. So for those of you who may not have been here before when we've announced this, there's a basket in the back on that table, or you can actually email her, and if you come see me, I can give you that email address. I think that's everything. Yes.
The ads and the flyer, if there's any vendors that are present, they can talk to Janice or Denise about buying ads in the
Oh, okay, so they're selling ads in the brochure. There are still open spaces for that. You can see Janice or Denise or Crystal in order to purchase those, and they can actually let you know then what the prices and the sizes and everything are. So anything that you deem is appropriate for what we're all about, or if you have baskets that you'd like to put together of themes, if you'd like to donate books that would go, like I have some crystal books I brought in, and I'm going to put those together with the crystal. There's all kinds of different items that have been brought in. Men items, we need things for men as well. We brought in these
Bottles of bourbon,
duck
beer.
waders and boots last week that are going to be going into it. We have brought in paintings and books and crystals. Janice has brought in a bunch of stuff we're going to put together in a package. So anything that you can think of that you have that's gently used, or something you can put together in a gift basket or something would be. Glassware, crystals, you name it. Yeah. So anything, if you have a question as to whether or not you think it's appropriate, come see me and I'll just let me know what you're thinking of and I'll let you know. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. And when are the dates?
For what?
The show.
The auction?
Uh-huh. No, the show.
The show. Oh, I said that. Sunday, April 26th at 1 p.m.
The
in
show.
Spokane. What show?
The expo.
Oh, the expo, April 11th and 12th. That's all. I never go over that.
Oh, okay. And Janice published her second book this week. It's online for reading. And, she's picked a title that she knew would be controversial. In fact, if her parents had been alive, she wouldn't even have titled it the way she did. But it really has nothing to do with the book itself. Actually, it's to get people to read it and find out, actually, the book is very, very much different than the title. Correct. The Path of the Sacred Bitch. Since you asked.
Everybody. It's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, it's one of those books that has, it dispels the word, which is the whole idea behind it. But it gets people, what? And that's what it's supposed to do. So, there you go. Okay, Mrs. Donovan was walking down O'Connell Street in Dublin when she met up with Father Flaherty. The father said, "Top of the morning to you. Aren't ye Mrs. Donovan? And didn't I marry ye and your husband 2 years ago?" Replied, "Aye, you did, Father." Father asked, "And are there any little ones yet?" Replied, No, not yet, Father." The father said, "Well, I'm going to Rome next week. I'm going to light a candle for ye and your husband." She replied, "Oh, thank you, Father." And they parted ways. 2 years later, the father saw her walking, and said, "Well now, Mrs. Donovan, how are you these days?" She replied, "Oh, very well, Father." The father asked, "And tell me, have you any wee ones yet?" She replied, "Ah, yes, Father, 3 sets of twins and 4 singles, 10 in all." Father said, "That's wonderful. How is your loving husband doing?" She replied, "He's going to Rome to blow out your damn candle." Well, okay. I don't know. I don't get it. We're going to sing a song. How about that?
I was to actually look at the words and go, man, I've been singing that song forever and always kind of liked it, but wow, that's really cool. St. Patrick's Day is coming up on, was it Tuesday, Wednesday? Tuesday? Everybody know where the term corned beef came from? Neither do I. No, yes I do. Yes I do. Actually, corned beef, the way it got its name was back when meat was first preserved. Thank you. Ooh, that was good. That was good. Preserved. Yep, that was the word. They used to preserve meat with salt. And the salt was little kernels, looked like corn. And that's actually where it got its term, corned beef. And it just kind of stuck, and it's salty. And actually, I'm just sitting here killing time because I'm waiting for Janice, so. Tell you a joke. If I knew a joke, unless I have it reading in front of me, I don't know. So. Anything going on fun this week that I should know about? Barbecues that I could be invited to, No. Huh? Moving today? Movie. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I was going to talk about the calendar, and I forgot. And there you go. And, of course, Qigong every Sunday morning. And today at 1 o'clock is the ARE, the DVD movie with John Van Alken. And he is going to be in person here in a couple of weeks, right down the street at the Shiloh. Drum Circle is on Tuesday, correct, Errol? Okay. And Interchange with Sandra and William on Wednesday, Intuitive Development on Thursday. First day of spring is Friday. And then Making Spirit Dolls with Dina, thank you, I knew that, on Saturday. So, Jan, come up here and save me.
Oh, honey. I love you, but he and I had a conversation the other day, totally off topic. Yeah, and I had a conversation the other day. He wanted me to do something. I don't know whether it was about his car stuff. I said, honey, I'd give you a kidney, but don't make me do that. I love you. I would sacrifice body parts for you, but don't make me do that. It's just some limits to love. Which is part of what my book is about. Shameless self-promotion. I apologize. No, I don't. I want to clarify. Title, Path of the Sacred Bitch. We women have forsaken our sacredness. We women have moved into a place where we're aggressive, hostile, angry, and manipulative. And in the workplace, we're not very kind to one another. And we're not kind to the men we work with. Oh, thank you. Thanks for making my point, Joe. As a result, we're tired, we're exhausted, we're frustrated, we feel lost. The men that we want to have wonderful, loving relationships with become distant. So So as a result, this book walks you not only through that whole concept of reclaiming your sacredness, but gives you some tools so that you can have safe margins, and you don't get yourself so overextended that you slip into that B word. And we can reclaim that divine feminine, that sacredness, and come from a whole different place of being. So that's the background on that. You're welcome. Just to clarify. So, I'm packing. Cough drop. I don't know about you, but the wind yesterday, lovely as it was, aired out the house. Just killed my cough. So anyway, I apologize for any coughing that may ensue. I want to talk to you today about putting on sacred armor. Now, my grandson came over and he was doing some artwork and he wanted to draw a knight. So we pulled up, things on YouTube, and he pulled up people's drawings that they had done about a knight in the armor of God, the full armor of God. So then he and I had this lovely conversation about that. Great kid, love that kid. And there's things that I would like to share with you because I think spiritual stuff is practical. It's not just something that you imagine and then your world is all okay, or, oh, I understand that, and then your world is all okay. It's practical stuff that'll get you through life. And I love this armor. I love this armor. There are 3 passages in the New Testament that talks about this spiritual armor. The first one I want to share with you is in Romans 13. Verse 12, the night is almost gone. The day is at hand. Let us therefore, often when you see the word therefore, you might want to look and read the few verses ahead of that so you can see what it's there for. But anyway, therefore. So you might want to go read this. Therefore, lay aside the deeds of darkness and put on the armor of light. Now some of you have taken a class that I present called Dream Quest. One of the segments in Dream Quest is where we remove armor that is not armor of light. It's this old, heavy, bulky, clunky, energetic structure that we glom onto ourselves to feel safe and protected. And when we're safe and protected with this armor of light, we don't need that heavy stuff. We're more open, we're more alive, we're free, and we are more empowered. So I want to share that armor with you, talk to you a little about it. The other 2 verses, one comes from Ephesians 6. I'm just going to read through it really fast, and then I'm going to go to the other one, read it really quick, and then we'll talk about it. Ephesians 6, verse 10, finally, be strong in the Lord, in the strength of his might. Put on the full armor of God that you may be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. You don't think the devil schemes? You don't think there's dark schemes? Think about it. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, and you know what I mean when I say therefore, take up the full armor of God, that you may be able to resist in the evil day, and having done everything, to stand firm. Stand firm. Therefore, did you hear the drum? Grandfather drum saying, yeah. Thank you. That was just cool. Okay, I got to just sit with that for just a second. Stand firm. Stand firm. Having girded your loins with truth, girded your loins, that's this lower part, gird your loins with truth. We'll talk about that. Put on the breastplate of righteousness, shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace, and in addition to all, take up the shield of faith, with which you will be able to extinguish all the flaming missiles of the evil one, the helmet of salvation, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. With all prayer and petition, pray at all times in the Spirit, and with this view be on the alert with all perseverance and petition for all of the saints. prayer is part of the armor. So, the next one is in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. But since we are of the day, and we just read another passage, the day is coming. We are of the day. Let us be sober, having put on the breastplate of faith and love. The other one said righteousness. So righteousness, faith and love, remember that. And as a helmet, the hope of salvation. For God has not destined us for wrath. Thank you, Bill. But for obtaining salvation through our Lord Jesus Christ, who died for us, that whether we are awake or asleep, we may live together with him. Therefore, I have one more therefore for you. Encourage one another. Build one another up, just as you also are doing. So let's look at this. There's so much stuff here. Might take me a few weeks to get through all of it. I want to give you a couple of really big zingers here. You know that police officers use Kevlar. And so when they're shot with a bullet, it hurts like heck. But it's not a mortal wound. When you have the breastplate of righteousness, or as according to this, breastplate of faith and hope. So when we do things that our faith is asking us to do, when we're living in faith, walking in faith, acting in faith and love, it's all about love, other people may not like us and other people may say hurtful things to us, but it's not a mortal wound. We're strong. We can endure it. We can get through it. It'll hurt like HE double hockey sticks, but we'll be on the other side of it. We'll survive it, and we'll be stronger and better as a result. I was asked to start with your feet. What's in your feet? Shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Okay. And what came to me about that is at halftime we don't know where we're going. You know, we got a foot in the past. Trying to look back at what was just happening. We don't know what's going on right now. And where are we going? This is the preparation. It's okay to be prepared. It's true we only have now to live in. But the now you have now is the now you created from then. And the now you're going to have then in the future is the one you're creating now. So the now, it's important to have that creation, that awareness, that goal setting, that planning. If we don't know where we're going, we're going to get there. Wherever there might be. It's all about the journey and one foot in front of the other. Now I want to share this with you. If you've ever had feet problems, there's important information about where your feet hurt and how they hurt as far as it relates to your spiritual path. My feet used to kill me. I had terrible feet. Until Lori Miller gave me a pair of slippers that had really solid soles on them. And when she gave me those slippers, all of a sudden my feet went, oh, I'm supported. And then I realized in my spiritual self, in my emotional self, and in this physical realm, I don't ask for help when I need it. So I had Phyllis support, but if I didn't ask him with what I needed, I couldn't get the support that I needed. And my body was saying, you're not supported. So my feet were killing me. Now here's the deal. If your heel on your right foot is hurting, this is an indication that you're ready to take the next step. Just do it. Just do it. If the ball of your foot on the left ball of your foot, if that hurts or you feel like it got a rock in there, you know, have you ever had that? That means it's time to let something go, push away from that, move beyond that. Does that make sense? If the ball of your foot on the right side is hurting, This is asking you to put more energy into the next step. That makes sense? People are going, oh, no wonder. You knew this. You knew this. Your body's yelling at you going, hey, wake up. You know what you're doing. We're just trying to give you some feedback here. And you can say, shut up, I got it. If the heel on your left foot is hurting, it's time to look through some old wounds and move past them. That makes sense? Now I have a whole other book about all kinds of energetic structures within the system. That's my next project. Hopefully the next project. Maybe it won't be. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to pay attention to what my feet say. But there's lots that the body would tell us. Pain is often a reflection back to us of our spiritual state of being. And when the spiritual state of being shifts, the physical form shifts. Does that make sense? Louise Hay has written a wonderful book about how the body relates and communicates to us. We at the church here have done a process called focusing. There's this teeny tiny skinny little book called Focusing, Power of Focusing. And that's where you sit with pain and ask it what it's trying to tell you. You can do that. Did you know that? I did not know we were going to be talking about this today. But thank you for allowing me to just forge ahead. When we sit with pain without judgment, we'll get an answer. When we sit with pain with, why are you hurting? You've got to stop. I hate this. Don't hurt me anymore. There's some resistance going to get built up with that. Trust me. Ask me how I know. But if you can sit with the pain and just be, may I sit with you for a bit? Talk to it. And then your brain's going to try to get involved saying, that stupid little pain is just never going to listen to you. It's never going to go. Just say, thank you, brain. I hear you. But I'm sitting with the pain right now. And the pain will communicate with you. Good questions to ask the pain is anything that is not started with the word why. Like, what may I learn from you? Is a really good question to ask pain. How can I be of service to you? Is a really good question. And just sit with it. Be with it for a while. And you'll be surprised at what comes back for you. You may flash on something you didn't even know you knew. And your body is reflecting back to you something that you really is important for you at this point in time for your spiritual well-being, your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, and your mental well-being. And your body will communicate that to you. So pain is this great teacher. It's a great teacher. We don't like it. It's not fun. But it's a wonderful mechanism by which the body can communicate with us when we use that, when we can tap into that. So where are we going? Where are our feet taking us? This is where manifesting comes in, is we have a goal. My goal is out there. I'm living here and now. I'm gearing up, suited up, I'm doing the deal here and now, and that's the direction I'm going. And your feet will take you there. Your feet will take you there. We don't have to watch our feet when we walk. Have you ever watched your feet when you walk? You can't get anywhere. It's ridiculous. But you have your eye on the goal and you go that way and your feet will carry you. There was a study done on people who are positive-minded and optimistic, and in correlation to people who are pessimistic and defeatist. And at the end of this research study, they'd study or test these different people. And at the end of the study, as people were exiting the building, they would lay a $20 bill in front of them. I mean, we'd be laying on the sidewalk. None of the defeated, pessimistic, negative thinking people found the $20 bill. None of them. None. People who were happy, positive, and optimistic, 90% found that. When we're depressed, we cannot see the good things coming to us. We are not moving in the direction that our heart would want us to go because we're looking at our feet. I'm here. This is where my feet brought me. Okay, self-introspection is really good. Get over it. Move on. Okay, so here I am. Now what? So what? Now what? Let's move on. Where are we going? And when we set a goal, I'm going that way. We set a goal. We get on target. There's obstacles and things that get in our way, and we'll just naturally move beyond them. And this is where girding your loins with truth comes in. Girding your loins. It's truth, right? You know, the memory just doesn't seem to want to stick around. Let me just verify. Girding your loins with truth. Here's the deal. If I'm walking in truth, I'm good. And the part of me that is private and personal and sensitive is protected by that truth. The part of us that is divine in nature is very creative. 7 days to create, 6 days to create the world, and then God rested. We're created in that same image. Divine Source knew when we had taken from the tree of knowledge of good and evil that we were ready. And like a mother bird that kind of boosts her little babies out to fly, we were boosted out of that safe little cocoon of the little garden where everything was provided. And of course, human nature is like, I don't like it. It's hard. I don't want to do that. I want it given to me. But at the same token, would we deprive a bird of flight to keep it safe? Nothing more majestic in the whole world than an eagle flying in the sky. Nothing more majestic in the whole world than a human being trying. And we're stepping out there. We have the willingness. When we have willingness, that's when we launch. And when we launch, nothing more beautiful. Because there really is no failure. We might not succeed at that particular task. Or we might not succeed as well as we would like. But we might be better next time when we try. We've learned something. We're empowered. We're flying. We're flying. We're not stuck in a nest. So where are your feet headed? Are they walking in the past? They're not doing you any good back there. Have you ever bought a new pair of shoes? Oh man, nothing better than buy a new pair of shoes. It looks so good. But it takes a while to get used to them, doesn't it? Got to break them in. Because our feet are not used to walking in that. Sometimes walking a new path or stepping in a new direction or trying something different is a little disconcerting. It's uncomfortable. We're just getting used to our shoes. We're just breaking them in. And we can be willing and take that step and know that even if you feel like you're floundering, in Spirit's eyes, you're flying. Nothing better. Oh, look at him go. Have you ever seen a bird take its first flight? All over the place. I don't know where my wings are. I don't know how to do this. Where's the air? I don't know. But it's delightful. And the Spirit of love and light is going to support you in that journey. So what's your truth? What's your truth? We've done this before at Divine Fellowship. When you put your hands on your solar plexus and you say your name, stand up, do it. Let's just do this thing. Let's just do this. First of all, I want you to say just your first name. For me, my name is Janice. And you'll see yourself move forward. You see, feel yourself. Feet should be shoulder width apart. Okay? You'll feel yourself move forward. Now, unless your name is Fred. Anybody Fred here? Okay, so Fred's a safe name. Say, my name is Fred. And you'll feel yourself move backward. Feel the truth? Feel that? Okay, now say your real name again. My name is Janice. And you see yourself move forward. Okay, have a seat. So what's going on with that is when we're in our truth, we're moving forward. When we're not in our truth, the body is backing up. Muscle testing. This is how we can discern what's truth. And if we're not wrapped in truth, we have no creative juices flowing. But when we have truth, we're walking our truth, we're doing what is right for us, we're living in this love and light and joy, oh my gosh, we're moving. Even if you think you're standing still. Eye on the goal, not on your feet. Speak your truth. Live your truth. Be in truth. Let's talk a little bit about the helmet of salvation. This is hope. Hope, 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 hope. I read something online the other day. This is where standard Christians and I will deviate a bit. Because it was kind of a wonderful little message that they were giving, but the whole thing was, you've got to make sure your sins are accounted for. You've got to make sure that you've gotten forgiveness for your sins. Man, that's fear. I am my own worst critic, and I guarantee you, you are too. You don't need someone in the front of the room telling you what a horrible, lousy, miserable human being you are, and that you should pray to God to be better. Nobody needs that. Because what the truth is if you're offline, if you're out of your truth, man, your body knows it. You know it. Instantly you know it. Oh man, that was a little harsh. I shouldn't have said it quite that way. You know it instantly. But when we have this communication, this hope, this loving connection, we're not so worried about, oh, please forgive me. It's because that's so fear-based. You can't move forward when you're sucked up in fear. But if you've got this hope, this loving connection, there's hope. There's hope. Because God's got it covered. I don't have to be perfect. Perfection makes us crazy. Practice makes us better. Perfection makes us crazy. So it's just practice. We'll do it better next time. Because it's only when we go, oh, that didn't feel really good to me. I'd like to do it better next time. That's when we know we're connected in. And this movement forward will be supported. Because we have to have this knowledge that we have access to grace. Grace is unmerited favor. When we feel like we have to have every single thing, every 2 seconds, oh, gotta pray about that. Make sure that's forgiven. We aren't giving any access for grace. And if you get to bed at night and you go, oh God, thank you for a great day, and you fall asleep, grace has got you covered. When we think we got to have this zone where we have to feel shame all the time, I have no words for that. I do have a word, but hooey, I say, hooey. Let's just leave it with hooey. It's hooey. So prepare the gospel of peace. The journey forward is peaceful. We're all geared up for war. I have to defend what I'm thinking about. I have to defend what I believe. I have to defend where I'm at work. I have to defend this. I have to defend that. That's not peace. Oftentimes we're in a toxic work environment and we don't have peace unless we choose it, unless we walk it no matter what. Let the peace be here and let me find the $20 bill on the ground. If they're not in a place to see the goodness as it comes to them, I'll pray for them with every compassion in my heart. But it's time for us to walk that path of peace. It doesn't matter if you disagree with me. Bring it. It's not going to hurt my feelings any if you disagree with me. Because you know what? You're not a Janice clone. I don't want any Janice clones. That would just be yucky. One of me is more than enough. You get to be you, and you get to think for you. Divine Spirit kicked you out of Divine Spirit's nest, not my nest. You fly. I want you fly. Me like you fly. Me like. So now let's talk about the shield. Shield's a big one. Shield of faith, with which you will be able to extinguish all the flaming missiles of the evil one. Okay, here's the deal. There are dark forces in the world. And those dark forces don't like light. Those dark forces are doubt and fear and shame. And they would love to extinguish your light. And they will send flaming arrows at you. And those flaming arrows often are tipped with the most venomous, hateful thing in the world called not good enough. Your shield of faith hits that, ricochets right off. Shield of faith. Have it. I don't care what you believe. Believe something. Because your shield of faith will protect you when self-doubt and life circumstances try to teach you, try to tell you, try to drill into you, you are not good enough or you're not worthy. If you're having an issue with feeling not good enough, not worthy, look at your faith. Might be time for an upgrade. Might be time for a new dose. Then there's the sword of truth, the sword of the Word of God. Sword of the Spirit. Here's the thing with the sword of the Spirit. Don't hit people with it. You hold it out there, anything that is an illusion or untruth will run into it and be hacked up. So what's an illusion that we tend to buy into? Besides, I'm not worthy. What's another illusion we tend to buy into? I can't do it. Too big. I'm stuck. I don't deserve it. Why me? That's a big one. Overwhelmed. So, your feet. Can't be looking at our feet. Feet's where we are. Got to keep our eye on the goal. Don't have a goal, get one. Even if it's just to see till tomorrow. When I was at my worst, I lived for 10 minutes at a time. 10 minutes. I could go 10 minutes. I don't have to do suicide. I can do 10 minutes. I can go 10 more minutes. Did that for 3 weeks. If that was a goal, that was the only goal I could come up with. And that got me through. So get a goal. Give some place for your feet to go to. Get your truth. Who am I? I'm Janice. Well, I'm not good enough. That's not the truth. Your sword's going to hack that one up. You're good enough for what you need to do for right now. Right? Why the heck not? Then put on that breastplate. Protect your heart space. Because you know what? You're tender. You're human. That's part of what makes you human, is the fact that you're sensitive and you care what people think. It's also the same part of us that leaves us vulnerable to quitting. There's that sword. Quitting is not an option. Even if you can just make it 10 minutes. Keep going. And your helmet, have hope. Hope, 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 hope. Access that grace. Have hope. It's all good. God's got this. I don't got this. I just got to suit up, show up, and do the deal. And the deal is, what's in front of me to do today with that goal in mind? And be willing. And when I'm willing, there's going to be a little nudge. Not if I fly. I may be flapping like a crazy bird. But I'll get the hang of it. We'll get the hang of it. Let's do a guided meditation.